So it was 30,000 before when I read it, right? Now it's 40,000. It's almost at 50,000. That's the goal. Now I'm gonna translate this, all right?
アサシンクリードシャドウズの発売中。
I didn't want you to speak it, but so I stayed away from YouTube like the plague and all social media platforms because this ongoing issue has just been annoying me, actually, though. I took a good hiatus to get my mind right. I was just sitting back from social media, just chilling. Fucking went to the zoo and shit. We had 90-degree weather. It's beautiful and shit. So I was like, you know what? Fuck the internet. I'm just gonna get off. I'm gonna go to the zoo, see the fucking penguins, see the goddamn giraffes eating and shit.
It's a giraffe!
You know what I'm saying? Just chilling, just enjoying life. You can't go a week off of the internet without dumb shit happening. You got the Dr. Disrespect shit happening. You got a line up here saying semi-stupid shit about Elden Ring.
It counts as a disability where a video game like Elden Ring is concerned if you have a kid.
That's the reason why I stayed away from the internet. But I had to come back for this because this is something that I want to see. This is actually good news. I'm happy that the Japanese people are actually doing this. But will it mean something? I don't know. Because 30,000 is not enough. Japanese people have came up with a petition to cancel Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it only has 30,000 signatures as of right now. I think it has a little bit more. I'm not sure, but I could do research before the video is up so I can show you guys the exact number on what they got right now. But they need more. Why are Japanese people signing this petition? And why are there 30,000 signatures? Because according to y'all before, the people who had an issue with me making this Assassin's Creed video, apparently it's just a bunch of white dudes who were just white knighting for Japanese people. So is this 30,000 signatures full of white dudes who just pretending like Japanese people have an issue with the game, but they really don't? You see, the narrative is falling apart now because you can only hide for so long that Japanese people, that it's not really Japanese people who's actually having an issue with this. It's just a bunch of white dudes who are bitching and complaining about this game because Yusuke is black. So you try to play that racist narrative to where it's like, no, it's the white people who actually, the white guys, because we know white women don't get no flack. So it's the white guys who actually that's actually pushing that narrative because they don't want to see a black guy being the main character. So now since that's falling apart, because you can only hide it for so long, now Japanese people are just speaking up themselves and saying, fuck it, we're going to have a petition. And we're going to try to sign this. We're going to let you know what's going on. And we're going to let you know that, hey, this shit is racist. We don't like it on both fronts. Now they're personally letting you know. So what are they saying? Let's check this out. The recent petition that has surfaced in Japan has gathered amongst 30,000 signatures. It's probably more. Like I said before, I'm a little late on this. Recently, the lack of historical accuracy, like in cultural respect, has been a serious issue regarding the upcoming game Assassin's Creed Shadows by game developer Ubisoft. The game is based on Japanese samurai. I could tell this is Google Translate because they should have said based on a Japanese samurai, but you know, when you got translation issues, this shit happens. Based on a Japanese samurai, like it ignores the fact that the samurai were like a higher class of warrior class. Oh, Jesus Christ. Were a higher class of warrior class. I can tell this is Jesus Christ, the translation sucks. Like it should have been Gokunin, like, or servants of noble. Like, in fact, the first European to receive the title of samurai, William Adams, which is based off of, the game Neo. William is actually a historical person who actually became a real samurai. That's the reason why that game isn't getting more flack, and people keep on using that as a excuse. Like, how come Neo didn't get flack, but Yusuke is all of a sudden? That's because William has actually been recorded in history as an actual fucking samurai. It's legit. That's the reason why. And plus, they don't try to have Neo being pushed as a historical accurate game. You're fighting fucking Oni. What are you talking about here? So I hate it when people was using that comparison. It's just annoying as hell. Like in this history, Ubisoft continues to misunderstand the nature and role of samurai. This is a serious insult to Japanese culture and history. Like it may also be linked to Asian racism. We call on Ubisoft to immediately cancel the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows and show sincere research and respect for Japanese history and culture. We need your signature. Sign this petition to let Ubisoft know the importance of cultural respect and historical accuracy. This bitch apparently is not doing her fucking job. We all know why she's not doing her job, because she's not really Japanese. She's a Japanese woman, but she's not really Japanese. She's a fucking American who is, for some odd reason, interested in adolescent minor relationships between Buddhist priests and monks and shit. What the fuck? Why is this even a thing? How is she not investigated? If that was a male who was interested in adolescent girls, I don't know, in stories or something like that between Buddhist females and adolescent girls, and we're interested in that as a male, he would be fucking put on the predator watch list. But apparently, since she's a woman and she's on the right side of history, apparently, she could just get a pass like it's nothing and just be interested in pedo stuff. Make this shit make sense. So yeah, I do want this game to fail because this game just got shit written all over it that just should not be. That's the gist of the petition. I'm glad they're doing it. They should do it, but here's more. To the surprise of no one without a grain of sense. So he's already shitting on people who is having an issue with this anyway. He said without a grain of sense, Japanese players are not happy with Ubisoft's decision to use Assassin's Creed's first official foray into the island nation as a platform for more diversity activism. So he's already shit talking it anyway, because most of these journalists who's going to actually talk about this situation, they don't agree with it because they can't. They know for a fact, and they're not going to bring up any reasons on why, or they're going to bring up the same talking points on why the fact that people have an issue with it. It's just going to go back to racism. It's just going to go back to white people, because they can't call Japanese people that at all, because you're treating them like a minority, like how black people are being treated. You're appropriating their culture. The reason why Yusuke is actually an issue with me is the same reason why Yusuke is an issue for Japanese people. It's the same thing. Number one, it's offensive to me because you're using Yusuke as a talking head for diversity. And y'all do it in such a tone-deaf fashion that it's like, oh yeah, I could just tell what you're doing. Matter of fact, The Boys had a good scene that I'm going to show right now that is exactly what Ubisoft is doing right now. And guess what? The Boys is left-leaning. And even they know how stupid this shit is. Watch this.
Well, get this. When a white fan streams my movie, you'll see me holding a brand tailor-made to their tastes. But when, say, black fans stream it, they'll see a delicious Vod Imperial Peach Cognac. It's pretty cool.
But that scene right there just shows exactly why I have a problem with Yusuke. It's actually fucking offensive. It's the same reason why Japanese people are getting pissed off too. They say, like, if it is a fiction, I can forgive it. Same as me. If you literally marketed this game as a fiction narrative, not as something that's based off of historical accuracy, and the fact that y'all tried to push so hard that Yusuke was this amazing samurai, that's the point that people have an issue with. We don't have a problem with Yusuke being a main character if it's fiction and you don't try to push him as this stupid ass amazing black samurai that can just mow down Japanese people like it's nothing, and that he was highly respected in the field. He was respected to a point, but he was a retainer. He was not an official samurai. But y'all push this historical accurate narrative. That's the problem, that it's like, okay, you digging that knife, you're twisting that bitch now. Lay off, because now you're going too far. However, we absolutely cannot tolerate such falsehoods as faithful to historical facts. And Yusuke was a great black samurai. That's the point that pisses me off too, though. If left unchecked and believed to be historical fact, the Japanese will be seen as trying to hide the fact that blacks were such great samurai. That's a great ass point. Like, and it will become a story that the Japanese are discriminating against blacks. That's a very good point. It could be seen as a historical version to try to suppress black excellence, as y'all like to call it, in Japanese culture. But the fact that it's not true, you shouldn't be pushing something anyway that it wasn't to begin with. Because like what they just said, it can make it seem like Japanese people were trying to purposely hide that from history because they're racist against black people. That's basically what she's saying. It makes sense. Like, it is obvious they added. In fact, the overseas internet is already showing this trend. This is a falsification of Japanese history and an insult to the Japanese people and clear discrimination against them. Likewise, in their second utmost voted comment, which I like seeing these comments too, because this just shows you directly from their mouths. You can tell this is Japanese because the translation is a little bit off a little bit too. So for the people who saying this shit wasn't Japanese people, you bitches, man, y'all disingenuous as fuck. Y'all really are. So yeah, I had to come back and talk about this point because I was trying to take a vacation and I was trying to take a break, but I'm glad they're doing this though. I really want to see how many signatures this petition actually has. Okay, so before I do this is in Japanese right now. So I'm not going to translate it yet. I just want y'all to see, for the people who think this is bullshit. This is in Japanese right now, okay? I'm going to click over here to petition details. All the shit is in Japanese. White dudes, huh? These are white dudes doing this shit? I didn't know white dudes do Japanese like this. God damn, this is all in Japanese. Look at all these comments. All Japanese motherfucking comments. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna translate this so we can see what this shit is. So it was 30,000 before when I read it, right? Now it's 40,000. It's almost at 50,000. That's the goal. Now I'm gonna translate this bitch, all right?
アサシンクリードシャドウズの発売中。
I didn't want you to speak it, but translate to English. This is the translated version of the same shit. White dudes, huh? And this is the same shit I read on that page, huh? Look at all these. Hold up a second. Translated to English. Remember all the comments I showed you too that was in Japanese? All these Japanese people are not fucking with this. Y'all can pause it on your own time. Let me shrink myself just so y'all guys can see it. Just so y'all know that I'm not bullshitting. I'm not full of shit. We don't need a racist game of historical revisionists in this world. These are Japanese people. Japanese people didn't have an issue with this, right? Just a bunch of white motherfuckers, right? Huh? Fuck the wokies. This title is purely disrespectful to the history of Japan and samurai. Let's go back to Japanese just so y'all see, just so y'all can tell I'm not full of shit. Huh? It goes back to Japanese. Interesting. Started by Shimizu Torio. Did I even say that right? I probably mispronounced the fuck out of that word. You guys see what I'm talking about? Japanese, huh? Bunch of white dudes, give me a fucking break. You guys are damn liars. I'm so glad this shit is actually going through the roof. And this is, when was this shit started? I don't even know when this shit was started, but started June 19th. And we almost got 50,000. Keep it up, keep them numbers going through the roof. I actually do want to see this game canceled, because they need a hit like this, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think so at all. I just think that a lot of people are not going to buy the game when it comes out, and they're going to use the same talking points because they have to on why it failed. They're just going to say because white dudes were being racist. That's all they got. All they got is white dudes being racist. That's it. Straight white males on the MAGA side, specifically, right? That's it. That's all they got. But now since they can't run from this because this shit is actually in Japanese and Japanese people are actually speaking up, what are you going to say now? Oh, you still are going to die on that hill. My bad. Fuck out of here.